Everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Nice little green day in the market. Pretty awesome. Midas fetch coin taking a dump overnight. We're looking pretty solid here for Bitcoin. So what we want to talk about is this nice little bounce off this support range, but also more importantly, this little squeeze here that we're starting to see with some shorts, and really what this means for us here, because there's a lot of resistance at this 0.618 fib level, the 62,500 we talked about. We got to make sure we have a lot of volume going into that. And so far, we got a decent amount of volume leading into it, but we need to make sure we have more. So we'll talk about that here in a minute. What I want to really highlight to preface here, first of all, is just the liquidation in the last 7 days. A lot of liquidation, somewhere in the range of 1 to 2 billion at that 63,400 mark. Okay, so we do break that 0.618 fib level. I think that we're going to see a run towards 64 as a rough estimate. We do take a look at the last 30 days. We can recognize as well, there's still liquidation down there, about 4 or 5 billion at about 56,000. We know this. And the same thing with the inverse here, about 70,000 to 75K has a lot of liquidation. Even more above than there is below, but we're further away from that too. So not really a big deal. The key takeaway here is we got to get through 66,000 personally. That's the most recent support range. That is a potential new resistance for us. So just something to kind of think about there. And if you are new to the channel, I just want to say thanks again so much for watching. Hoping you learned something today. If you do want to learn something more though, of course, CryptoCache.tech is a site linked down below. Quick congrats to our community members here for some awesome profit here. Caspo took some profit, 44% yesterday long, and Ethereum we took a long a couple days ago at about 20%. Again, those are just 10x leverage for Ethereum and 5x leverage for any altcoin. Make sure you recognize that it's important to use low leverage and position size. Day traders are scalping the heck out of the market right now. Matic, Litecoin, Cardano, Solana, good 15% there. ETH, ADA, Cardano, again, of course, good stuff there. Absolutely congrats on that. So let's take a quick look here at Bitcoin daily time frame and just kind of see where we're at, because this is a pretty good situation, but it's not perfect, right? However, if you look at it so far here today, we have a bullish engulfing candle. So closing today above that most recent resistance at about 62,000 and rounding up a little bit would be paramount. So we want a closure at 62,000 at the very least to get a daily candlestick closure above the last 2 days. And then of course, preferably 62,500 or higher so we can get above that 0.618 fib level. So take a look at some other factors here on the daily. Just recognize we're still below 3 moving averages, which is considered to be disadvantageous. So we definitely don't want to be below that. But we can see this slight shift of momentum here, where we can see stochastic RSI swinging up, money flow index increasing, and same thing with RSI getting closer to 50. So by no stretch though is the daily looking great. Just so you guys know, guys and gals, it just is what it is for the moment, okay? There's no signs here of being like, oh my gosh, we're just gonna break bullish, we're gonna break bearish. We're starting to plateau here. We're starting to swing up a little bit after consolidating at this support range of 59 to 61,000. So overall, it's a positive thing, right? But it's not great. There's no other way around it. It's going to be a little while before we see the daily time frame look great. The 4-hour time frame has a lot to do with that, though. Again, it takes 6 4-hour candles to make one daily candle. So this transitionary time frame is a very beneficial time frame to help us understand that transition. So far, we're looking pretty good. If we do zoom in a little bit here, let's go ahead and get rid of that. We can see that we have somewhat of a resistance range at this level here, roughly at about 62,000 even, okay? So I'm just gonna put that on the chart for the moment to kind of pay attention. If we do take a look at this guy though, the best way to understand it is that the 4-hour candles, we've seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attempts to break that range. This is now the 6th attempt. And keep in mind, this is an attempt, not a complete closure above. See, we got about an hour and a half left in this candle. So the truth is we can't get too ahead of ourselves and presume that it's going to break this time. But the likelihood of it doing so is higher because generally speaking, when you have an ascending trend like this and you retest the level multiple times, it's going to inevitably break, which we're seeing happening so far, but it truly hasn't happened yet. We would probably be better off waiting for this 4-hour candle to close before we feel confident in taking a long position at this point. Generally, taking a long into a resistance isn't a great idea. The best practice here, instead of trying to get in right now, would be to let the price action break, come back down and test it as a support. That's when you want to get in. Okay, so roughly that's what we're looking for. Either way, we are in a long position with Bitcoin. We've secured about 30% profit in our first target. I think our second target is upwards closer to the 63,000 range, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. In fact, I'm very curious. Let's go ahead and take a quick look. What is our Bitcoin long? We're at 63,300. That is our next target. So 63.3 puts us right here, just above the 50-day SMA. Okay, so that's ultimately what we're looking for. But again, that may happen now, but if it doesn't, a little bullish back test here of that horizontal trend line would work perfect. Okay, so I would recommend trying to get in about 62,000, even if that does happen. We don't know for sure if it will, but either way you look at it, 4-hour time frame, 50 on the RSI, we finally achieved that. Again, this is premature. This candlestick hasn't closed yet. Trying to get too ahead of yourselves. But if we do close above, hypothetically minus June 20th there, we haven't been truly above 50 on the RSI, since June 2nd. Okay, so it's been almost a full month, roughly 3.5 weeks of trading below 50 on the RSI. So once more, this is not just a instant fix. Being over 50 on the RSI isn't just a magic number. It just really helps us understand that once we close above that and we can maintain above that for a few candles, then we're going to be in a better position to know that the price is more likely to increase because we've broken through those key level resistances. So again, being above this 0.618 fib level, 62,400, 62.5 as a round number, that's what I'm looking for ultimately. But we do have good money flow into this coin, so a lot of volume flowing in over the last 14 candles here, roughly 2.5 trading days. We can see stochastic swinging up with MACD converging. This is a very bullish 4-hour time frame. So even though we haven't truly confirmed above that level, we are looking pretty positive, and the general sense is pretty good. We do take a look here at the point of control. We can see 61,200, as I mentioned yesterday. It's important to close above that, which we didn't, but we did. And what I want to explain by that is, if we take a look at our TPO, we can see today's value here so far is right at 61,100. Okay, so the price being at 62.3, we're dramatically higher than that level, showing that we've controlled this price action, or the bulls have controlled this price action rather, and that the likelihood of the price sustaining itself is higher, and or ensuring just as long as we close above 61.2, we're in good shape. And that's where the trading ranges can be beneficial if you understand the point of control, or in this case the time price opportunity. It's important. Take a look here at Ichimoku Cloud. This is a perfect situation here. Okay, semi-perfect. Let me rephrase that. We got lagging span free and clear of the price action. That's very, very bullish. Anytime that happens, you generally have a very good success taking a long in that direction, or the inverse applies too. You can take a short in the opposite way. However, you don't just use that one thing, right? We want to confirm the overall macro, which we've seen so far. While the daily time frame isn't phenomenal, the 4-hour time frame really is. So the 4 hours letting us know that we are shifting momentum, we're shifting gears, and if we can close above this more recent, resistance at 62K, based on a 4-hour time frame candlestick closure, we're going to be in much better shape. So what I'm getting at here is that this is one thing. Don't get me wrong, that's good. We want the conversion line to be above the baseline. We haven't showed that we have enough momentum to warrant a long position yet. Okay, so that's the only hesitant there. The reason why that's there is because it hasn't given it time enough to mature. That's where patience pays off in trading. Now, again, we could be patient and the price continues higher and you miss out on the opportunity. That's fine. That's how trading works, guys. In case you didn't familiar with this, the market is full of FOMO. Like, this is all FOMO. Are you ever going to catch it all? No, and it's okay to miss one here too. However, having said all that, what I'm getting at is that with the conversion line not being above the baseline, that tells us that this is a nice little pump, of course, but until it breaks above, we shouldn't have that overlated feeling. A perfect world for me is to see 2 or 3 more candles close right at this level, about 62 to 62.2, and then we take a long at that point. The reason why is because we've confirmed above the cloud, which we are above it, but we've only been above it for an hour and a half, right? If we just jump in right now, the whales know this, they catch a lot of late shorts, late longs rather, and then they destroy the market, they come right back down. Okay, so that very well could still happen. So I just want you to be mindful here that we're almost confirming, but we aren't quite there yet. But this is a very, very good start, okay? Again, from a swing trader's perspective, you want to just kind of wait for confirmation. And confirmation comes from larger candlesticks closing. And in this case, the 4-hour hasn't closed yet above that resistance, and the hourly here is just barely prematurely breaking through. So while this is all well and good, we're not quite out of the woods yet, okay? So I would just say remain patient. I would think that a closure at 62,000 or higher today would seem very substantial to warrant the next leg up to that 63.3 mark for our take profit target on our Bitcoin long, but also to help us break free from this descending trend line, which we still are within, right? Now, this isn't exact science, not exact line, but generally speaking, when you look at these moving averages here, you can see we're below a lot of them. The 50-day SMA on the 4-hour specifically, that's a big dog right there. So again, getting above this is one thing, but getting above this guy is a whole another story. All right, we'll pay attention to that, see how it works out. But At this point, this is very positive. Let's just not jump the gun too quickly here just yet. I hope this made sense and I described this correctly. Thanks again so much for watching. Do me a favor, of course, help us grow our Twitter, Telegram, Discord, and YouTube. We got a lot of good fundamental and technical stuff coming over there. We've also got a TikTok. Pretty fun. Check it out. It's kind of cool stuff. Link down below if you're curious about all that. And obviously, if you want to take advantage of this exclusive offer through Bitunix, I'd recommend doing that before the 30th of June, just so you can get some nice deposit rewards. Pretty easy. Just use my link and transfer funds. All right, folks. Have a good rest of your day. We'll see you in the next one. Have a good one. Thanks again for your time. Bye-bye.